Well, let me just check if things are just fine, like my audio and videos and everything is fine, and then I'll begin. I hope so. Well, let me just check if things are just fine, like my audio and videos and everything is fine, and then I'll begin. I hope so. Okay, things are fine. No way. Okay, just give me 1 second. Can't wear it. Okay, I'll keep it like that. Cool. So yes, this page also I have covered till the part. Okay, let's start. Page number 48. These are statement of consciousness. These are words of another word. When you listen in sleep, you'll weave dreams around these words. You'll spoil the color of these statements. You'll cover them over with cow dung mix. You'll stretch their meanings in your own ways. You'll comment on them, and in your very commentary, these very unique words will become corpses. Your hands will touch only Ashtavakra's corpse. You'll miss the living Ashtavakra. Because to touch the living Ashtavakra, you'll have to touch your observer. There is the living Ashtavakra. Think about it. You're listening to me. Are you, as you go on listening, listen also to the one who is listening. Let the arrow be doubled towards me and towards you also. There is no harm if you forget me. But you should not be forgotten. And a moment comes when neither you remain nor I remain. A moment of such deep peace when two do not remain, only one remains. You are the one speaking, you are the one listening, you are the one seeing, you are the one being seen. This is the moment that Ashtavakra is indicating, the one observer or of all, and in reality, always free. Bondage is dreamlike. Tonight you will sleep in Pune, but during your sleep you may be in Calcutta, you may be in Delhi, in Kathmandu, you may be anywhere. When you wake up in the morning, you'll find yourself again in Pune. If you went to the Kathmandu in your dreams to return, you won't need to travel by air, nor catch a train, nor come back by foot. You won't need to travel at all. In the morning, your eyes will open and you will find yourself in Pune. In the morning, you'll find that you never went anywhere. You went somewhere in your dreams. But is going somewhere in dreams really going? No. Bondage is this. You see the other, not yourself, as the observer. There is only one bondage. We are not conscious of ourselves. We are not conscious of our observer. This is one meaning of the sutra. Another meaning is also worth considering. Whosoever has written on Ashtavakra has usually given it a different meaning, so it is necessary to understand the other meaning too. The second meaning is also right. Both together are right. Your bondage is this, that you see the other, not yourself, as the observer. You are listening to me. You think the ears are listening. You are looking at me. You think the eyes are looking. Even though I'm reading this, in my mind I'm, you know, thinking about something else as well, which is a common thing we do, right? Whenever we are like not completely focused on something. What is this, bro? Okay, welcome to the stream, Nikhil. This is the book Ashtavakra Mahagita by Osho. So Ashtavakra is a, what I can say, a person who got enlightenment, and he wrote Ashtavakra Gita, which is originally in Hindi and Sanskrit, I guess. Then, on the basis of the discourses by Osho, this is the version of Ashtavakra Gita, which is known as Ashtavakra Mahagita by Osho. So, I'm trying to understand Osho's, what I can say, how he perceived things, and you know, dive, diving a little bit more into the ultimate reality, and how can we understand the reality around us in a better manner, like not the materialistic thing I'm talking about, in the spiritual perspective, like the ultimate truth and those kind of stuff. That's a little bit deep, and I'm trying to learn it out. And currently we are at the page number 48 of the volume 1. So that is about this book, brother. I hope you got it. Okay, okay. All right, welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a wonderful day. If you have interest in such things, you can subscribe to the channel and you can like the live stream as well. Okay, have you ever like heard any discourses of Osho? Have you ever read Osho? Are you a reader by any chance? Nikhil? No? Okay. All right. No responses. I'll go ahead. You're listening to me. You think the ears are listening. You're looking at me. You think the eyes are looking. How will the eyes see? If you think the eyes are the observer, you are mistaken. The one who sees is behind the eyes. The one who sees is behind the ears. If you touch my hand, you'll think your hand is touching my hand. It is wrong. The one who touches is hidden within the hand. How will the hand touch? If you die tomorrow, the corpse will be lying there. People will sit holding the hand, but there won't be any touch. The corpse will be lying there. So basically, Osho is focusing more, which is no, bro. Sorry, unfortunately, I'm not. Okay, no worries, no worries. It's fine. It's fine. Do you read like in general, or what kind of content you consume? Are you into content? Like you probably consume content, right? Everybody consume content. So what kind of content you consume, brother? Let me see. Maybe I'll also have interest in those kind of thing, right? I can also go in that path. So yeah, talking about again the cops part, right? So Osho is focusing on something which is beyond the physical, right? So basically our body is not eternal. We are very well aware of it. There is something which will not die once we die. Once our body is over, there is still something that will exist forever. I read manga. What's manga? I okay. Okay, can you suggest any, like, I don't have particular idea about it. So can you suggest me something good to read from that? Like any famous book or anything from a beginner perspective, particularly about manga. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. What's that? Okay, yeah. So going about the eternal being, the consciousness, which will exist even after the, what I can say, the death of the body as well. So yeah, that's what Osho is also focusing on. So when you're observing something, so your eyes are not at work, your ears are not at work. Something else is observing things, which is the being, which will exist even after the, you know, what I can say, after the death of the body and stuff. Right. Now, hmm, where were we? The corpse will be lying there. There may be music, a band playing, sound waves strikes the ear, vibration will reach you, but nothing will be heard. He who used to hear, he who saw, he who touched, he who tasted, that one has gone. Even though all the physical characteristics, all the parts of the body are still in place, but now you cannot hear, you cannot see, you cannot be like feeling the touch and stuff. You cannot taste. So basically, there was something else, something more than just the physical body, who were, doing all these things, which is the being, which is the consciousness. All right. If you die tomorrow, the corpse will be lying there. People will sit holding the hand, but there won't be any touch. The corpse will be lying there, the eyes will be open. It'll look like everything is being seen, but nothing will be seen. The corpse will be lying there. There will be music, a band playing, so everything will be there, but the senses won't work the way it used to work earlier, right? The sense organ do not bring experience. Someone hidden behind the sense organ. The other meaning of the sutra is to know yourself as the observer, not as the body. So that's the gist, that's the crux of whatever I'm trying to convey so far. Anime reading, okay, anime. All right. So, okay. Anime guy. Anime is something that I have to like watch, I guess. I have heard this recommendation a lot of time from a lot of people. Like, I should consume some anime content. It seems it's in trend, right? Okay. I'm just curious, okay? Just don't take it personally. But how come anime is different than any other cartoons? Like, I know it's trending, and people generally who consume anime take it very in a offensive way that it is compared to cartoons and all. But I'm just curious, how is it different than any other cartoon that exists? How come anime is different than that? Manga, Japanese comic books, or graphic novel? Okay. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot maybe. Books or novels is something that I can try, like a storybook, right? Comic books or graphic novels. All right. Hmm. So anime is like the better graphics of the cartoon, right? Isn't it? I'm sounding like too. I'm sounding like a guy who is boomer, but that's not the truth. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Maybe watching anime. Can you suggest one anime for a beginner to watch? Someone who have never watched any anime. So can you suggest one to watch it, like to have a good experience in the first? The other meaning of the sutra is to know yourself as the observer, not as a body, not as the eyes, the ears, the sense organs. Know only the inner consciousness as the observer. I am the doer. Thus has the black serpent of ego bitten you. I am not the doer. Drink this immortal nectar of trust and be happy. So you are not a doer, you are just a witness. You're just an observer. In the very beginning of this book also, Osho emphasized on this thing that you should only focus on Naruto. Naruto I have heard. Maybe I have seen something. But Naruto is a very okay, Naruto is also anime. I have watched some of the episodes of it, like Goku and all. So that was also anime. But it was in my childhood, I guess, which was like 5 to 10 years ago. At the time, anime was not a big thing. Naruto and Goku kind of stuff. Hmm. I watched some of the episodes, I guess. All right. So your suggestion duly noted, brother. Hmm. So basically, you're not doer. In the yes, I was talking about the thing Osho. Yeah, in the very beginning of the book, he emphasized that you are not a doer. But like when we are saying that we are a doer, that means we are talking in the sense that of like which is backed by ego, right? Which is not true. We just understood with the help of the example of the cops, right? Before this, right? Now here also the Osho is emphasizing on the same thing. I am the doer, which is nothing but the thought, which is a serpent of ego bitten you, right? Our belief is everything. We have fallen into dreams of belief. We become whatever we believe about ourselves. This idea is very thought provoking. This is the very essence of the Eastern experience. Whatever we have believed about ourselves, we become something related to manifestation as well. Like if manifestation is done in the right way, so you can achieve anything because you'll put your work like not just by thinking, right? By putting the work behind it as well. So it's all like when we are thinking about something and we are putting our energy into it, so that means like true energy, we are focusing in it and we are putting our true energy into it and then we are working in that direction, so ultimately we will achieve that thing. So yeah, manifestation in one way or another, Try solo traveling. You're gonna love it. Solo leveling. Okay. So is it present in like which OTT platform? Is it like a Netflix kind of thing? Netflix, Hotstar. Where can I watch it? Solo leveling. Duly noted. Yeah. If you ever see a hypnotist giving a demonstration, you will be amazed. If he hypnotizes a man, then under hypnosis tells him, "You are a woman, stand up and walk." The man starts walking like a woman. It is very difficult for a man to walk like a woman. For that, a certain body structure is needed. To walk like a woman, a belly with an empty space for the womb is needed. Otherwise, one cannot walk like a woman. Or one can do it only after long practice. But when a hypnotist puts a man to sleep and tells him under hypnosis, stand up, you are a woman, not a man, walk, he walks like a woman. Or he may hand him an onion and say, "Here an apple, here's an apple, go ahead, eat it." He eats the onion. And if you ask him how it tastes, he say it is very good. He doesn't even suspect that it is an onion. He can't smell it. Okay, let's see where exactly Osho is going with this. Hypnotists have experienced this, and by now it is scientific fact. Okay, it is backed by science. That's new. There has been much experimentation in it. Lift the hand of an unconscious, hypnotized person and put an ordinary rock in it. Tell him it is a hot coal, and he will throw it away with a jerk, shouting, "I'm burned." It would be okay if it only went this far, but a blister forms on his hand. Ah, okay. Just a rock is creating a blister, which is like a hot. Okay, that's new. That's new. Cartoons are designed for kids, but on the other hand, anime is made for adult audience with complex ongoing stories. Ah, okay. So it is like web series, like the adult web series, but just in an animated version. Is it like that? The real life stories, but in a animated version. Okay, if that's the case, then I should give it a shot, right? That's a good thing. Solo leveling. Solo leveling. Okay, I remember the name. All right. You must have heard of people who walk on fire. This too is a deep state of hypnosis. If you believe you won't be burned, the fire doesn't burn you. It is a matter of belief. That is very, very, very important. It is just a matter of belief. If there is the slightest doubt, there will be trouble. You'll be burned. There have been many incidents where people have felt courageous and simply walked on fire. When so many people are walking, then we can too. But if the worm of doubt is inside anyone, he is burned. An experiment was done on this at Oxford University. Some Buddhist monks from Sri Lanka were invited to fire walk. Okay, walking on fire, alright. Every year on the Buddha full moon, they walk on fire, remembrance of the Buddha. Okay, this is absolutely right. To walk on fire in remembrance of the Buddha is right because Buddha's whole teaching is that you are not the body. If we are not the body, then how can fire burn us? In the Gita, Krishna has said, "Neither fire can burn you, nor weapons pierce you." So many monks walk on fire on the Buddha full moon on Sri Lanka. Alright. Some of them were invited to Oxford and they walked on fire there too. While they were fire walking at Oxford, one monk was burned. About 20 monks walked, one was burned. It was looked into. To find out how it happened, the monk had come only to see England. He had no trust that he could walk on fire. His intention was something else. He had come only as a tourist. He only wanted to see England and he thought, "These 19 people are not getting burned. Why should I burn?" But inside there was a worm of doubt and he was burned. Okay, understood. Hmm, Auto Embed. It's a website. Auto Auto Embed. It's a website in Chrome. You can use it to watch web series and anime also. Ah, it's free and it's legal. Okay. Auto Embed. I'll just I'll just click a screenshot of it or something. Like I'll check it out. Solo leveling on auto embed. Alright. Yeah, my high recommendation to solo leveling. Try it. Okay, I have to go. See you soon. See you soon, brother. Have a great day ahead. It was nice talking to you. Alright, Nikhil, have a great day ahead, brother. See you soon. Thank you for the suggestion. Have a great day ahead again. You can check out the channel also. If you feel like you resemble, you can subscribe as well. Okay. And once again, thank you so much for all the recommendations and giving some knowledge about anime. All right, have fun. Cheers. Now, there was another incident that same night. A professor, an Oxford University professor, was sitting watching. He had never heard about fire walking. He was and felt so much trust that he got up and started walking on fire. He was not a Buddhist, but religious. He didn't know anything. He just watched so many people walking and he felt the feeling came from such depths. The trust became so strong that he got up in deep ecstasy and began dancing on the coals. Great. The monks were shocked because they had the idea that Buddha was protecting them. This man was no Buddhist. He was English and he wasn't even religious. He didn't go to church, so Jesus won't bother. Okay. He had nothing to do with Buddha. He had no master at all, just trust. So basically, here, what Osho is trying to emphasize on, like trying to point out, is it's all about the belief system. If you truly believe on something, if you put your energy in that direction, it'll happen. So there were like the group of monks who believed that they will not, burn in the fire. They had no doubt about it. So they had a like what I can say coal walk or fire walk, and they didn't get burned. But there was one guy who was monk, but was just there to travel and what I can say. He was just there to travel and explore. And when he had this doubt inside him, and with that doubt, he tried to firewalk, he got burned. Right? So it's all about the belief system. It's all about where you are putting your energy into. And it's all about like if you have doubt, so it will not happen. In another example, there are monks who were dancing on coals, and there was this guy, English guy, who was not religious, who has nothing to do with Buddha. He also decided to just jump into the coal, and he had this belief that he'll not get burned because other people are also not getting burned by the coals. With this sheer belief, he jumped in the coal and he started dancing, and guess what? The same thing. He didn't get any kind of burn from that coal. So it's all about the belief system, right? He didn't go church, so yeah. It's all about the deep trust. Trust fulfills itself. I'm the doer. Thus has the black serpent of ego bitten you. I'm not the doer. Drink this nectar of trust and be happy. So you're not the doer. It's all about looking yourself as an observer. Listen to this statement. Ashtavakra says again and again, be happy. He's saying it can happen this very moment. I am the doer. This is our projection, and we create our ego in accordance with this projection. The doer means the ego. I am the doer. We create the ego out of this. So the biggest the doer, the bigger the ego. The bigger the doer, the bigger the ego. So the bigger you think about yourself, the bigger will be your ego. If you have never done anything special, how can you have a big ego? You have built a house, your ego becomes as big as the house. You have created a great empire, so the limits of your ego extended to its limits. Because of this, some mad people have set out to conquer the world. Try to conquer the world. Who has ever conquered it? People come and go. Who has been able to conquer the world? But people try to conquer it, making claims that their ego is so vast it is bigger than the whole world. I'll surround it. I'll make the borders. I'll define the whole universe. Alexander and Napoleon, Tamerlane and Nadir all mad people attempted to conquer the world. This desire to conquer the world is the desire of the ego. You may have seen someone when he became a minister or chief minister. Do you see his stride? Yeah, that's a very common thing, the common example that I can relate to. Then, when he is out of the office, look at him. Out of office, he gets into such a bad state. The man is the same, but his strength is lost. The poison of the ego, which gave him that quickness, gave him that high, which brought a lightness to his step, which kept his head high and his back straight. This is all lost. What happened? A moment before he looked so powerful, the next moment he has become so feeble, so weak. Once they are out of office, politicians do not live long. Their office means not just the like concrete structure. Office means they stopped being a politician, like their what I can say, their time is over kind of situation, right? Similarly to any government authority or people like that, they remain strong as long as they are winning elections. But as soon as they are defeated, they lose strength. Very common example nowadays. You can see like the Bengal election. So currently in our country, there were like, you know, the news, right? In the five state, there is currently the election happened, and especially the Bengal is highlighted. So Mamata Banerjee being in the power from last, if I'm not wrong, 10 plus years, right? Now she is out of the power. When she had power, she made things according to herself. And now she's just, after just one day, after just one result, she is powerless. So that's what the Osho is also trying to, point out here. All right. Now, psychologists say people die earlier if they retire than if they didn't, if they hadn't. Hmm. Psychologists say people die earlier if they retire than if they hadn't. There is a difference of 10 years, more or less. A man who would have lived to be 80, if he retired at 60, he dies at 70. The single cause of early death is that he is no longer in power, no more a collector, a commissioner, a police inspector, or even a constable or school teacher. A school teacher too has his arrogance. He has a realm of his own. He holds sway over 30 or 40 boys. He keeps them in submission. He is emperor of the classroom. Been there, done that as a former teacher. But I used to have this online classroom and we used to be very polite. But I have experienced it in, as a student, I have experienced it. I'm getting the point, right? It is reported that when Aurangzeb put his father in prison, his father told him, I don't feel at home here. Can you do something for me? Send me 30 or 40 young boys so I can open a school. It is said that Aurangzeb remarked, my father may be in jail, but the old pride of being an emperor remains. Now he will have dominion over just 30 or 40 boys. Even the most insignificant school teacher is king in the world of 30 or 40 children. The mightiest kings never have so much power over their subjects. When the teacher says stand up, they stand up, and he says, when he says sit down, they sit down. All are in his hands. Just a school teacher, a collector, a deputy collector, a cabinet minister, anyone whosoever. As soon as he retires, he becomes weak. No one greets him on the streets anymore. He doesn't seem to have purpose anywhere. He seems to be superfluous, as if thrown thrown onto the rubbish heap or put in the junkyard. Now he is not needed anywhere. Wherever he goes, people endure his presence. But from their expectations, he understands them to be saying, just move on. Why have you come here anyway? Excuse us, now let us do our work. The same people who used to flatter him, avoid him. These people, so earlier they used to flatter him when he was in power. Now they are avoiding him. Those people who used to massage his feet have disappeared. Suddenly the balloon of his ego is shrinking. As if the balloon has burst, air has escaped, it is punctured. He begins to shrink. There doesn't seem to be any reasons in living. The wish to die starts coming to him. He begins to think of dying because now life has no meaning. People die sooner after retirement because the whole strength and juice of their lives are in the area of their work. Somebody was head clerk, so he had 5 or 10 clerks he used to torture. It doesn't matter who you are, even if just you were just a peon, you have your pride. Everybody wants to be hero in their own life, right? Especially the one who are in their lower state in hierarchy, they want to feel the power more and more. And the one who are in higher hierarchy, if they are sensible, they will be kind, they will be generous. But if they are, again, they are bitten by their ego, then again they will act like someone who holds the true power. They want to control you in one way or another. Be it politics, be it anything, be it the bureaucrats or like the civil servants, whatever it is. Any government official you can see, even in banks or anywhere. When you enter an office, look at the peon sitting there. He sits in the in the hall of on his stool, but look at his arrogance when he says, "Stop, wait." Mullah Nasruddin was working as a policeman, and he stopped a woman for speeding. He quickly pulled out his papers and started writing. The women said, "Listen, don't waste your time writing. The mayor knows me." But he went on writing. The women said, "Did you hear or not? The chief minister knows me too." But he just went on writing. Finally, the woman placed her last takes. She said, "Can you hear me or not? Indira Gandhi knows me too." Mullah said, "Stop talking nonsense. Do you know Mullah Nasruddin?" The women replied, "Which Mullah Nasruddin is that? What do you mean?" He said, "My name is Mullah Nasruddin. If I know you, then something is possible. Whosoever else know you, even if God Himself knows you, this report is going to be written and you will be prosecuted." Everyone has his pride. The policeman too has his arrogance. He has his own word, his own realm. If you are caught inside it, he will harass you. Which is true, which is like this is something that you can relate with. You can see it just around you. It can be in any form, like people doing that job, even in the corporate world as well. You can see the people in the higher state, they try to bully someone in the lower state. Lower state as in like entry, if someone is in entry level job and someone is superior to it, so the one who is superior will try to always control the one who is at entry level job, or someone who is inferior to him in work wise. All right, so yeah, it happens everywhere. You can just observe it around you. The ego lives within the boundaries of what you can do. Again, ultimate truth. You can see that are that an egotistical ego ego okay egotistical, I pronounced it correct, right? Egotistical person feels very helpless in saying yes. Examine yourself carefully. Have you seen the videos where people just randomly start shooting the government officials and they are asking questions to the government officials, why you're doing this? This is not legal, this is wrong. And in response to that, the government officials, what they do, they also like, okay, we will also start shooting you, which is not making any sense, right? It's like if you're shooting us with your camera phone, we'll also shoot you. But you are the one who is doing the wrong things, right? You do it from your own camera or you do it from the person in front of you with the help of that camera. Again, it is the same thing. But they just want to, feel the ego. They just want to feed their ego, right? So they want to just show that, okay, I also hold power. I also have this thing that you can do. I can also do that. So yeah, people start behaving like what I can say, very senseless when they feel like they are losing their power. So just to get that power or the feeling of that power, they'll do anything, which is not making even sense most of the time. So you can observe it. If you'll just start looking for it around you, you can just observe it. Many of the times you'll see in the arguments, the random road rages or like random arguments around you. One person is saying the right thing, one person is saying the wrong thing, but the person who is saying the wrong thing also knows, okay, I am the wrong one, but still they'll continue to fight. Why? Because they don't want to lose in the terms of their ego. They don't want to go their ego little bit lower than where it exactly used to, like earlier used to be. So they just want to feed their ego, so they will just talk anything, even if it is not making any sense. They'll keep on ranting about it, right? Later on, even if they realize it, they will still randomly rant about it. So yeah, people don't believe in logic. Yogi Kunal Mishra, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, finally I found someone. Yes, do you relate to it, right? So yeah, that's how it works. People are like this only. I have seen a lot of people who are doing it around me. I'm not saying that I'm some kind of saint who have never done it. Earlier also, especially in your teenage, when you feel like the world is revolving around you, you do random, what I can say, the bullshit things, which is not making any sense at all. right? And especially if you're a boy, you can relate to it more, right? So there is this extra burden on you to act machismo, like act more manly around society. So many times we are expected to do the things which we don't even want to do, right? So if you are just man, you cannot, like if the other person is shouting and he's not making any sense, you are supposed to shout back just because you are a man. It will affect your machismo. So which is like senseless, but our first instinct is like that only. So yeah, that's like that. Yeah, been there, done that. So yeah, now whenever I'm reading this, I can relate to those instances. I'm on a path of learning things, so yeah, maybe I'll improve one thing at a time. So yeah, the ego lives within the boundaries of what you can do. You can see that an egotistical person feels very helpless in saying yes. Examine yourself carefully. I'm not giving you a yardstick with which to check others. Use it to self analysis. So yeah, you can only see one thing that I want to say based on my experience only. You cannot change the world. You can only start by changing yourself at first. Most of the time, you don't need change in the outer world. It's all like you can just stop thinking about it and you can just deviate the direction of your thought. Why do you want to control others? Why do you want others to act in a certain manner? Because you want them to act in that manner. They have their own will, right? You want them to act in certain manner. If they don't do it in that manner, you feel bad. You feel bad, not just bad, people become so agitated, which makes no sense most of the time. Especially I've seen it in, like if I'll give you a recent example of this Bengal election situation. BJP won, right? I'm not like targeting any particular, what I can say, party here, but I've seen people are like fighting with other people just for the sake of the thing that other person is having some different political ideologies and you have some different political ideologies. On this they are beating the other person. They are getting like, they are not just beating, they want to beat the other person to death, which is making no sense at all, right? So yeah, people do that, right? So coming back, it's right, it's like if you can change yourself a little by little, you can see the world around you is also started changing. So yeah, that's that. Examining your, I have tried certain things in my life as well and I'm improving. I used to be very short tempered earlier, and I think everyone in their teenage used to be like that. I'm no different. Everyone in their teenage especially think that the world is revolving around them, but that's not the truth. Nobody gives a flying fuck about who you are, right? And everyone is thinking like this only. Even if you'll talk about the people who are in so-called power, like politician and everything, the people are not respecting you, they are respecting the position you are on. For example, if someone is MLA, the people around him is making him feel very special just because of the power he holds, because he is an MLA. As soon as he will lose, the same people will not even, you know, again, they will not give a flying fuck about you, right? So that's how it works. Examine yourself carefully. I'm not giving you a yardstick with which to check others. Use it for self analysis. To say no gives pleasure because one feels powerful in saying no. Correct, that's truth. When you're saying no to the other person, you feel like, okay, I hold some power. So one feels powerful in saying no. When a child asks if he can go and play outside, his mother says no. No, there is no harm in playing outside. If the child cannot play outside, where can he play? And the mother also knows he is going to. He'll raise an uproar. He too will show his strength. There will be a clash of wills and politics will be used. He will scream and shout. He'll throw things. Then she will say, go and play outside. But when she is the one saying, go and play outside, it is okay. Then he goes, obeying her orders. Mullah Nasruddin's son was creating an uproar, and Mullah told him again and again, sit down and be quiet. Do as I say. Sit down and shut up. But the boy was not listening. What son listens? True. Finally, becoming angry, Mullah said, make as much mischief as you like, Now let's see if you disobey my orders. Now it is my order, make trouble. Now let's see if you disobey my orders. No comes easily. You keep it ready on your tongue. Look carefully. 90 times out of 100, there is no need to say no, but you don't miss any opportunity to say it. When you get a chance to say no, you seize it immediately. You feel helpless when you have to say yes. You feel insignificant when you have to say yes. To say yes means you have no power. Therefore, the very egotistical become atheist. To be an atheist means they have said the final no. Okay, they have said that even God is not. Forget about anyone else. An atheist has made the final, the ultimate denial. The theist has accepted the ultimate. He has said yes, God is. To say God is means I am not, and to say no to mean no to God means only I am. No one is above me. No one is beyond me. So atheists are thinking in this manner is what Osho is trying to say over here. No one can set limits on me. Our doing gives strength to our ego. Keep the sutra of Ashtavakra in mind. I am the doer. Thus has the black serpent of ego bitten you. You are uselessly disturbed and miserable. This misery is not coming from somewhere outside. We ourselves have created the unhappiness we suffer. This might sound very controversial, but that's true. We ourselves have created the unhappiness we suffer. Most of the time, the things are not unpleasant as they look. So, yeah, that's also something that we have to keep in mind. If you think in a rational manner, if you think in more logical manner rather than keeping your emotions at priority, you'll see the results right in front of you. Okay, we ourselves have created the unhappiness we suffer. The bigger the ego, the greater the misery. Ego is a wound, and the slightest puff of air gives pain. It is impossible to make an egoless person miserable, and it is impossible to make an egoist happy. The egoist has made a decision not to be happy because happiness comes from a mood of yes, from a mood of acceptance. Happiness comes from realizing I'm nothing, I'm a drop of the ocean, drop in the ocean, a drop of the ocean, and only the ocean is. What is my being? To same extent that one's experience of non-being deepens, showers of happiness begins to flood over a you. He who becomes void is filled. He who stands proudly is made void. I am not the doer. Drink this nectar of trust and be happy. I am not the doer. Ashtavakra calls this feeling immortal nectar. I am not the doer. This is ambrosia. You should understand another meaning also. Only ego dies. You never die. Hence, ego is death, poison. The day you know there is no such thing as ego, there is only God inside of you, all is His own expense. It is His one ray, His one drop, then there is no death for you. Then you are immortal. Alright? With God, you are deathless. With yourself, you are going to die. With yourself, you are alone, against the world, against existence. You are engaged in an impossible battle which defeat is certain. With God, everything is with you. In Him, defeat is impossible. Yeah, right. With God, you are deathless. With yourself, you are going to die. With yourself, you are alone, against the world, against existence. You are engaged in an impossible battle in which defeat is certain. With God, everything is with you. In Him, defeat is impossible. Victory is assured. Take all with you when you start the journey. When it can happen by cooperation, why struggle? Makes sense. When it can be attained by bowing down, why try to take it by fighting? When it can be attained by simplicity, by innocence, why uselessly cause trouble? I am not the doer. Drink this nectar of trust and be happy. Janak has asked. Remember, Janak is the emperor, Janak is the king who is asking the question to a 12-year-old Ashtavakra because he thinks Ashtavakra is really someone who holds wisdom, and Ashtavakra also proved it. Right? So, yeah, Janak has asked, how can I be happy? How can happiness happen? How can liberation be attained? Ashtavakra is not giving any methods. He does not say do this or that. He says look in this way. Let your looking be like this. It is all matter of looking. It is all about how you perceive things basically. If you are happy in the same circumstances, a person can be so happy, and a same in the same circumstances a person can be like another person can be so sad as well. It's all about the perception. If you're happy, he says look in this way, let your looking be like this. It is all matter of looking. If you are unhappy, it is rooted in wrong looking. You want to be happy, then right looking. Okay, drink this nectar of trust and be happy. This definition of trust needs to be understood. Distrust means you do not accept that you are one with the whole. From this doubt arises. From this doubt arises. How can there be distrust? If you accept you are one with the whole, whenever existence takes you, it is good. We didn't come here through our own wish. We don't go through our own wish. We don't know why we are born, nor do we know why we die. Before birth, no one asked us whether we wanted to be born. Before death, no one will ask us whether we want to die. So these are certain things which is going to happen and which had happened in the past, but at the same time, we have no control over these things, right? So everything is happening here. Who asks us? Why should we uselessly bring ourselves into it? We shall disappear again into that one from whom life has emerged. Again, by saying all these things, I'm not saying that you have to keep the things like keep your doings, keep your karmas, like you should not just ignore it. You should do your things, and at the same time you have to be feeling like observer. Do not get too much indulge in your doings, right? So yeah, whatever you are doing, just do it, but keep in mind, okay, this is not the ultimate truth. I'm just an observer over here. So that will make give you another perspective about life. Everything is happening here. Who asks us? Why should we uselessly bring ourselves into it? We shall disappear again into that one from whom life has emerged, and God has given life. How can we distrust Him? How can we distrust the source from which this beautiful life has emerged? He is whom these flowers bloom. He in whom these flowers bloom, these lotuses bloom, He behind this moon and Mars, this man, these animals and birds. Here there is so much song, so much music, so much love. Why should we distrust Him? Trust means we do not consider ourselves separate. We are not foreigners. We know that we are open with this existence. With the very declaration of this oneness, life is showered with happiness. Drink this nectar of trust and be happy. Be happy right now. Drink this nectar of trust and be happy. Be happy this very moment. I am the one pure knowing. Okay. I am the one pure knowing. Thus, having burned the forest of your ignorance with this fire of certainty, and being beyond sorrow. Be happy, go beyond misery right now. All unhappiness disappears when you realize this, that I am pure knowing. I am only the witness. I am only the observer. So that is the crux of whatever Osho is trying to explain over here, and whatever Osho claims, Ashtavakra is also trying to, you know, say to Janak and the people. The disease of ego is the only disease I have heard. Once Mullah Nasruddin participated in a poetry festival in Delhi. When the festival was over, the master of ceremonies distributed the prices to the poets. Mullah was not pleased. He expected a bigger prize than he got. He was very angry and he said, do you know who I am? I am the Kalidas of Pune. The master of ceremony must have been clever. He said, that's great, but tell us which neighborhood in Pune you are the Kalidas of. Each neighborhood has its Kalidas. Each street, its Tego. Each person thinks he is unique, which is very true. Been there, done that. Each person thinks he is unique, that he is incomparably brilliant. That's not the truth. You're not unique, right? In Arabia, there is a saying that when God makes a man, he whispers in his ears, never has a better man than you existed. Okay, and he says it to everybody. This joke is very deep, and every person lives with this idea in his head. No man greater than me has ever existed. At the same time, you have to understand you are not superior to anyone, you are not inferior to anyone. So everyone is at the same level playing field, and everyone is one. So that's what the Osho is trying to say over here. No one greater than me has ever existed. I am the highest being ever created. Who cares whether anyone believes me or not? That is their problem. But I am the highest in creation. A man who lives with this conceit makes himself miserable. Expectations that can never be fulfilled arise from his false idea. His expectations are infinite, but life is very small. One who lives in expectation is bound to be unhappy. There is an art to life to live this life in a quite different way, void of expectations, without demanding anything, filled with gratitude for whatever one has, in thankfulness. This is a technique of one who trusts, who what you have is so much, but only when you see it. I have a, I have heard a man went to the river to end his life. A Suki, a Sufi fakir was sitting on the river bank and he asked, "What are you doing?" The man was just about to jump in. He said, "Don't stop me. It's too much. This life is nothing. Everything is meaningless. I've never I never got anything I wanted. I always got what I wanted to avoid. God is against me. So why should I continue this life?" Okay. The fakir said, "Wait, stay one more day, then you can die. What's the rush? You say you don't have anything." The man replied, "Nothing at all. If I had anything, why would I come to take my life?" The fakir said, "Come with me. The king of this place is my the king of this place is my friend." The fakir took him to the king and he whispered something in the king's ear. The king said, "I can offer you 1,000,000 rupees." The man heard only this. He couldn't hear what the fakir had whispered. The king said, "I can give you 1,000,000 rupees." The fakir went to the man and whispered in his ear, "The king is ready to buy both your eyes for 1,000,000 rupees. Will you sell them?" The man said, "What do you mean? I sell my eyes for 1,000,000 rupees? Even if he offers 10 millions, I am not going to part with them." The fakir again consulted the king and then he said, "Okay, he can give you 11 million." The man said, "Drop the whole idea. I am not doing this kind of business. Why should I sell my eyes?" The fakir asked, "Will you sell your ears? How about your nose? The king is ready to purchase any part of your body and at whatever price you ask." The man said, "No, I won't participate in this business. Why should I sell anything?" The fakir said, "Look, you're not ready to sell your eyes even for 11 million rupees. And last night you were going to kill yourself. You said you didn't have a thing. We cannot see what we have. Just think about these eyes. What a miracle. The eye is made from skin, it is a part of the skin, but the eye can see. How crystal clear it is. The impossible has been become possible. These ears can hear music, the sweet songs of birds, the murmuring of breezes, the roar of the ocean. These ears are made from skin and bones. Look at this miracle. You are. This is such a great miracle. Can you imagine a greater miracle? In this body of flesh, bones, and blood, the lamp of consciousness is burning. Just assess the value of this lamp of consciousness. No, you have no eyes for it. You say you need a job paying 100 rupees, but you get one at 90 rupees and you are ready to commit suicide. Or you wanted to be a minister, you could only become a deputy minister, so now you are suicidal. Okay, just give me 1 second, I have read it wrong, I guess. Okay, you say you need a job paying 100 rupees, but you get one at 90 rupees. Okay, so slightly lesser than what you expected. So now you are ready to commit suicide. Or you wanted to become a minister but you only become a deputy minister, so you wanted to so now you're suicidal. Or you wanted to have a big house but you got a small one and it seems life has no meaning. Or you go bankrupt, your bank account empties and you say, why go on living? Or you loved a woman and couldn't get her, or loved a man and couldn't get him. Now you want to die. The more you desire, the more unhappy you are. The more expectation that you have, the more desire that you have, the more unhappy you are. Which is true, but that doesn't mean you should not desire, right? Because desire is something. Okay, I'll separate these two things. Desire is something else, and goal is something else. So you need to have something in your mind, like the goal where in which direction you want to work. Again, desire and expectation is something that can be decided by yourself, but it should be not too big. All right, the more it can be big. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. Let's just read it, and then we'll talk about it. The more you desire, the more unhappy you are. The more you see how much you receive without desiring, the more undesirable gifts will shower on you, uncaused. What do you deserve? What have you done to deserve the life you have been given? What have you done that you have danced in the sun's rays for a moment, or or talk with the moon and stars? On what basis? What claim you can make? Okay, we'll keep it till here and we'll continue our journey from the next live onwards, because again my battery is about to die and I have to connect it to the charger, and the brightness is also very less, it seems. Alright, so whoever is here, make sure that you're liking the live stream and you're subscribing to the channel if you have interest in book reading, in Osho, in understanding ultimate truth, and if you really believe in logic, so you can check out the channel and you can subscribe it as well if you feel like it is going to add something in your life. Okay, and you can like the live stream as well. So thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much, Radharanji. We'll meet next time. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, have fun. Peace out.